What's up everybody, welcome back to Double T Gaming, and today I actually got an email saying that the video I made, the Why Ash Lost the Kalos League video, actually got a copyright claim and blocked in all countries for that beginning clip I had in the video, where it was Ash facing off against the Spearows in episode 1 of Pokemon. Well, it turns out the claim is actually made by a channel called SHOPRO, and after doing some research, they're like this really weird Japanese company I've never even heard of, channel I've never even heard of, and this isn't the first time they've taken out someone's Pokemon video before. It's actually happened to a lot of different YouTubers, and it really sucks that things like this happen, but it's kind of out of my control. I don't really want to fight it at all, because from other people's experiences, even some YouTubers with over 400,000 subscribers got a claim from them, they don't really seem to win. But anyway, besides that, yeah, it's blocked in all countries, but the comment section of that video was really interesting for me to read, and I really hope that it was interesting for other people to read, and I really want to continue that discussion on why Ash lost the Kalos League and why he loses like every league he's ever been in. So this is just a re-uploaded version of the video with that part cut out. I'm sorry if this is a bit redundant for some people, but I like people interacting like they were in that video. I like people interacting in my comment section, so we just have it was a very it was a good discussion. It was civilized discussion. Nobody was throwing hate anywhere, and I love that. But I'm also sorry this had to take up one of my videos, but I'll be back on my normal schedule tomorrow. Thank you guys for understanding. I'll see you guys then. What's up everybody, welcome back to Double T Gaming, and you probably now know that Ash lost the finals of the Kalos League. It was the first time he's ever been to the finals of a league. Everything was set up perfectly for him to win. He had the best team he's ever had. He had the perfect stage to finally beat his rival. He had a once-in-a-generation type Pokemon in Greninja, and he had the final attack that looked like it was straight out of Naruto, but he lost. And with this loss right here, it marks the 6th league that Ash has entered and lost in. So my question is, what is holding him back? Is it his Pokemon? Is it his friends? Or is he just destined to never win a league? These are kind of the 3 main points I'm going to be talking about today. Let's start with his Pokemon. Okay, let's be straight. Ash's Pokemon, they're not bad. In fact, he's had some incredibly strong teams. If you look at his Kalos team and his Sinnoh team, he's had a couple of major powerhouses. So I don't think his Pokemon are the problem. I think it's the way he puts together his team is the problem. If Ash brings in his strongest Pokemon for Pokemon leagues, there is no way he'd be able to lose. Imagine a team of Charizard, Snorlax, Sceptile, Infernape, Greninja, and Pikachu. Do you think anyone could ever beat that? Because I personally do not think anyone could ever beat that team. Like the last time we saw Ash bring in different Pokemon for a league was the Sinnoh League, and he made it into the Final Four before being knocked out by a trainer who was just like stacked with legendary Pokemon. I'm not going to talk about that. But do you think if Ash brought in his all-star squad against Alan, he would have won? Because I personally do. The way Ash is, he has a sense of staying true to himself and his Pokemon, and in the entirety of the XYZ anime, we've really seen that. I've watched basically every episode of X, Y, and Z, and I can't remember one time where Ash even remotely mentioned one of his past Pokemon. It's like they don't even exist. But then in Black and White, we saw the biggest nod to the original series when he brought back Charizard. So why didn't he bring back Charizard for the Kalos League? I don't know. He decided that he wanted to win the Kalos League with just his Kalos Pokemon, the Pokemon that got him all his badges. That's a pretty noble cause in my opinion in a lot of people's eyes. But when it comes down to it, in the 4th quarter of a close game, you're going to want your best players in the game, and Ash didn't do that, and I feel like that's something that's holding him back. His ideals and morals of just using Pokemon from that region that he's traveling in, unlike someone like Alan, who basically had a Pokemon from every region it seemed like, is something I personally think is really holding Ash back. Let's talk about his friends next. Ash's friends are basically the most important thing to him, it seems like. He puts them first before anything, which once again is a very noble thing to do. But is it the right thing to do when you want to become a master? You look at Alan, he didn't travel with friends, he traveled on his own, with no distractions, and he won the league. In fact, if you look at pretty much everyone Ash has ever lost to in the league, it seems like they travel alone rather than with a group. So are Ash's friends just like distracting him from becoming a master? You look at the past series, and basically the female lead in the series has always had another dream of her own. And the group also always focused on that dream as well, with May and Dawn going after contests and Serena going after performances. Is this just too big a distraction for Ash to focus on helping them rather than helping his training? But I feel like Ash would say that his friends are the ones that give him strength and encourage him to keep going, which is also a very noble thing to say. But you look at all the times Ash has ever lost though, he's never really been a sore loser about it. And his friends has always been there saying things like, you did your best, you were awesome. And even after Ash lost the Kalos League, he wasn't too upset about it. In fact, people commented on how much of a good mood Ash was in after he lost the championship. I think this is one of the major things that's holding Ash back. He's okay with losing, and his friends are okay with him being okay with losing. I know if I was in Ash's position personally, I wouldn't be okay with losing, and I wouldn't want my friends to be okay with me losing either. And this sort of loops around to my last point. Listen, guys, Pokemon will always be around. It's been going on for 19, almost 20 years, and it's still going as strong as ever, and it really shows no signs of slowing down anytime soon. I feel like what the Pokemon Company is trying to do here is move away from the older fan base and start focusing on the newer generation of Pokemon fans. People who may think X and Y is the actual first series of Pokemon and there's nothing before it. Maybe that's why this season, we didn't hear any mention of Ash's other Pokemon like we have before. And this has also been the first series where a friend of Ash's from a different region hasn't come and guest starred for a couple episodes. They tried to reboot with Black and White, it didn't work. So now they're trying to with an X and Y, and I'll admit, it's a fantastic series for sure, but it doesn't change the formula or anything. Maybe the Pokemon Company is trying to teach the newer kids like life lessons, you know? It's okay to lose, just do your best and you're a real winner, and that's basically the epitome of who Ash Ketchum is. He always does his best and he's always okay with losing. He's relatable. And that's what makes Pokemon such an iconic series that seems like will never end. He's average, he's not the best, he screws up a lot, something a lot of kids can relate to. And most kids never win that big trophy thereafter, similar to how Ash never wins a league. But Ash has a way of teaching kids like two major things these days. One is never stop trying, never give up hope, and the other is just learn from your journeys no matter where they take you. You can see that Ash's lessons are something that a lot of people forget when they grow up, because a lot of times these days, we see the main focus to be just winning. Just like win at all costs, either win or you're a failure. Ash contradicts all of those things, and with the series picking up again, I just don't see him changing the formula anytime soon. So I think Ash is destined to just keep getting knocked down and keep getting back up, because that's who he is, that's what he does, and you gotta respect that. But those are basically just my thoughts, what I think is holding Ash back from winning a league. The only reason I made this video is because I was just so disappointed from him losing the Kalos League, and I really hope there's some big time closure at the end of the series right here, because it's almost November, which means Sun and Moon and Alola are coming soon, so they're running out of time. Hopefully the Team Flare arc puts a lot of this angst and disappointment to rest, but until something major happens, I don't see a point in continuing to watch this show beyond Kalos, because we know how it's going to end, like it does every season. Ash makes it to the end of whatever challenge he's facing, and he loses, over and over again. I mean, come on, it's time for a change. But let me know what you guys think. What's holding Ash back? Do you think he will ever win a league? Or do you think there will be some big time closure at the end of XYZ? But thank you guys for watching. This is Double T Gaming, and I'll see you guys in the next video.